Hello students, myself Amrita Dhar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. I will teach you Power System 1.
In this video, I will discuss about performance of short transmission line. This topic is included in module 5 of the subject Power System 1. Subject code is PC-EE502. Now, before entering the main topic, I will discuss about transmission line and its parameter. The important consideration in the design and operation of a transmission line are the determination of voltage drop, line losses and transmission efficiency. These values are greatly influenced by the line constants or the line parameters of the transmission line, that is resistance, inductance and capacitance. Now, for instance, the voltage drop in the line depends upon the values of above three line parameters. Similarly, the resistance of the transmission line conductor is the most important cause of power loss in the line and determines the transmission efficiency. Now, in this video, we develop the formulas by which we can calculate voltage regulation, line losses and efficiency of transmission line, short transmission lines. Now, the formulas are important for two principal reasons. First, they provide an opportunity to understand the effects of parameters of the line on bus voltage and flow of power. Secondly, they help in developing an overall understanding of what is occurring on the short transmission line. So, at first, the transmission line is divided into short transmission line, medium transmission line and long transmission line. Now, our transmission line has three constants. Resistance, inductance, capacitance distributely uniformly along the whole length of the line. Now, in my previous videos, I have discussed about resistance, inductance and capacitance in details. Now, the resistance and inductance form the series impedance and the capacitance exists between conductors for single phase line or from a conductor to neutral for a three-phase line. Now, this forms a shunt path throughout the length of the line. Because two conductors are separated by air, so this forms the capacitor. Now, therefore, the capacitance effect introduces complication in transmission line calculations. Now, depending upon the manner in which capacitance is taken into account, the overhead transmission lines are classified in as short transmission line, medium transmission line and long transmission line. First is short transmission line. When the length of the overhead transmission lines is up to 50 km and the line voltage is comparatively low, that is below 20 kV, it is usually considered as a short transmission line. So, in short transmission line, the line length is up to 50 km and voltage below 20 kV. Now, due to smaller length and lower voltage, the capacitance effects are small. So, we can neglect capacitance in short transmission line. So, when we are studying the performance of the short transmission line, only resistance and inductance of the line are taken into account because we neglect the capacitance. Medium transmission line. When the length of the overhead transmission line is about 50 to 150 km, the line voltage is moderately high, that is from 20 kV to 100 kV, it is considered as a medium transmission line. So in medium transmission line, the length of the transmission line is between 50 to 150 kilometer, and the voltage is between 20 kV to 100 kV. Now, due to sufficient length and voltage of the line, the capacitance effect are taken into account. So, for purposes of the calculation, the distributed capacitance of the line is divided and lumped in the form of condenser shunted across the line at one or more points. So, in medium transmission line, we taken into account the capacitance, but we considered the capacitance as a lumped form. When the length of an overhead transmission line is more than 150 kilometer and line voltage is very high, that is greater than 100 kV, it is considered as a long transmission line. So, what is the length of long transmission line? It's more than 150 kilometer and voltage is very high. It should be more than 100 kV. So, for the treatment of such a line, the line constants are considered uniformly distributed over the whole length of the line, and rigorous methods are employed for the solution. Now, what is the relation? Now, in short transmission line, we neglect the capacitance. Okay, and we consider the resistance and inductance but as a lumped form. Actually, they are distributed along the whole length of the line, but in case of calculation, we consider the resistance and inductance as a lumped form. Next, in medium transmission line, we consider resistance, inductance and capacitance, but we consider as a lumped form. But in case of long transmission line, we consider these parameters as distributed form. Actually, the parameters are distributed along the whole length of the line. Now, it may be emphasized here that exact solution of a transmission line considered the fact that the constants of the line are not lumped but are distributed uniformly throughout the length of the line. For reasonable accuracy can be obtained by considering these constants as a lumped for short transmission and medium transmission line. Next one is voltage regulation. Now, when a transmission line is carrying current, there is a voltage drop in the line due to its resistance and its inductance. Now, the result is that receiving end voltage is generally less than sending end voltage. Now, this voltage drop in the line is expressed as a percentage of receiving end voltage VR and is called the voltage regulation. Now, at no load in the line, at no load there is no voltage drop in the line, so that at no load VR equals to Vs. But however, in case of a full load, there is a voltage drop in the line, so that receiving end voltage VR is less than sending end voltage Vs. So, what is the definition of voltage regulation? The difference in voltage at the receiving end of a transmission line between conditions of no load and full load is called the voltage regulation and is expressed as a percentage of receiving end voltage. Because at no load condition, I just mentioned that at no load condition the receiving end voltage is equal to sending end voltage, that is VR at no load is equal to the sending end voltage VA. So, we can say the difference in voltage at the receiving end of a transmission line at no load that is equals to VS, and full load that is equals to VR and is expressed as a receiving end voltage VR. Okay, so this is the mathematical expression of voltage regulation. So, percentage voltage regulation is equal to Vs minus VR by VR into 100. Next one is the transmission efficiency. Now you all know the definition of efficiency, that is output by input. Now what is transmission? What is transmission efficiency? The power obtained at the receiving end of a transmission line is generally less than sending end power due to losses in the line resistance. So what is the definition? The ratio of receiving end power to the sending end power of a transmission line is known as transmission efficiency of the line. So what is receiving end power? That is VR IR into cos phi r. VR is the receiving end voltage, IR is the receiving end current, and cos phi r is the receiving end power factor, by sending end power, that is equals to Vs Is cos phi s. Vs is the sending end voltage, Is is the sending end current, and cos phi s is the sending end power factor. Okay, so efficiency is output by input. So what is output? The power at receiving end is the output, and what is input? The power at sending end is the input. So transmission efficiency is receiving end power by sending end power into 100%. Transmission efficiency is receiving end power by sending end power into 100. Next one is the performance of short transmission line. Now, as I told earlier, the effects of line capacitance are neglected for a short transmission line. So, while studying the performance of short transmission line, only resistance and inductance are taken into account. Now, you can see the equivalent circuit of a short transmission lines. The where Vs is the sending end voltage, Vr is the receiving end voltage, that is voltage across the load, I is the total load current, R is the loop resistance, XL is the loop reactance, Vr is the receiving end voltage, cos phi r is the receiving end power factor, and cos phi s is the sending end power factor. Now the phasor diagram of the line for lagging power factor of this circuit you can show in this figure. Now I is the load current and we take I as a reference axis. Vs is the sending end voltage, and as the power factor is lagging, so I lags voltage, I lags behind the voltage, and Vr is less than Vs because there is a voltage drop across the resistance R and inductive reactance XL. So Vr is less than Vs. Now what is the amount of voltage drop? Voltage drop is equals to I into Z. Now what is Z? Z is equal to R plus JXL. So there is two voltage drop, one is across IR and another is across I into JXL. Okay. Now VR, so if we add VR and IZ, so we get the VS. Now as we know, for a resistive circuit the voltage is in axis with the current, so the voltage and the load current are in a same axis. So voltage drop across a resistor is in same phase with the current because this drop is across the resistance. And as we know, the IXL, which is a voltage drop across the inductive reactance, is 90 degree ahead of the current. So the current lags 90 degree behind the voltage drop across the inductive reactance XL. So from this expression we can write OC square equals OD square plus DC square. OC square equals to OD square plus DC square. Okay. Now OD, we can write OD is summation of OE plus ED. OD, we can write OD summation of OE plus ED whole square, plus we can write DC is equal to DB plus BC, DB plus BC. We can write DC is summation of DB plus BC, that is OC square is equals to OE plus ED, that means OD square, and DB plus BC, that is DC square. Okay. Now what is ED? ED is equals to AB. So AB is equals to IR. So in place of ED we can write IR. What is OE? What is OE? Now this is cos phi r. Now we can write cos phi r equals to OE. We can write cos phi r equals to OE by OA. And what is the value of OA? OA is VR. So OE by VR. So from here we can write OE equals to VR cos phi r. VR cos phi r. Similarly we write in place of OE we can write VR cos phi r. Now what is the value of DB? Similarly sin phi r equals to AE. We can write sin phi r equals to AE by OA. AE by OA. What is the value of OA? OA is VR. So we can write AE equals to VR into sin phi r. Okay, so in place of, so DB equals to AE. So in place of AE we can write DB. DB is equal to, so we can write VR sin phi r plus, what is the value of BC? BC is IXL. So the value of OC is VR cos phi r plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi r plus IXL whole square. OC is equal to VS square. So VS square equals to this. So we can write VS equals to root over VR cos phi r plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi r plus IXL whole square. So VS is equal to root over VR cos phi r plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi r plus IXL whole square. Now percentage voltage regulation is Vs minus Vr by Vr into 100. Sending end power factor is OD by OS. OD by OS is phi s cos phi s. Now what is cos phi s? That is OD by OC. So sending end power factor cos phi s equals to OD by OC. What is OD? OD is VR plus, into cos phi r plus IR. And what is OC? OC is Vs. Now power delivered at receiving end power is VR IR into cos phi r. What is the line losses? Line losses is equal to I square R. So this is the power delivered and this is the losses. So if we add these two terms, we get the power sent, that is the input power. So power delivered plus losses. So what is the definition of transmission efficiency? Power delivered by power sent. Power delivered is VR IR cos phi r and power sent is equal to power delivered plus losses, that is VR IR cos phi r plus I square R into 100. Now we can express the Vs in an alternative way, Vr as the reference axis. So Vr is equal to Vr plus J0 because Vr is the reference axis, and I is equals to I into I angle minus phi r. So as y minus because here the power factor is lagging. So we can write I minus angle minus phi r is equal to I cos phi r into minus j sin phi r. Now z is equal to r plus j xl. So we can write Vs equals to Vr plus I into z. So we put here Vr in place of Vr plus j0, and in place of I, what is I is equal to I into cos phi r minus j sin phi r, and what is z? Z is equal to r plus j xl. So by solving the equation, we get Vs equals to root over Vr in the first bracket, Vr plus Ir cos phi r plus Ixl sin phi r whole square plus Ixl cos phi r minus Ir sin phi r whole square. Now the second term under the root is very small, and we can neglect this term. With reasonable accuracy we can neglect this term. Therefore the approximate expression for Vs is equal to Vr plus Ir sin cos phi r plus Ixl into sin phi r. Next, performance of short transmission line, performance of three-phase short transmission line. Now, for reasons associated with economy, transmission of electric power is done by three-phase system. Now, this system can be regarded as consisting of three single-phase units, each were transmitting 1/3 of the total power. So, we generally analyze three-phase system by considering only one phase. Now therefore expression for regulation and efficiency derived for a single phase line can also be applied for a three phase system, applied to a three phase system. Since only one phase is considered, phase value of three phase system should be taken, and the Vs and Vr at the phase voltage, R and XL at the resistance and inductance per phase respectively. Star connected generators supply a star connected load through a transmission line. Now each conductor has a resistance R and inductance XL, and in this figure you can show one phase separately. The calculation can be made in the same way as for a single phase line. The expression for voltage regulation for a short transmission line is given by percentage voltage regulation is the Vs minus Vr. Vs minus Vr is equal to Ir cos phi r plus Ixl sin phi r. Vs minus Vr by Vr into 100 for lagging power factor. And now from this equation we can draw some conclusion that if power factor, when the power factor is lagging or unity or such leading, Ir cos phi r is greater than Ixl sin phi r, then the voltage regulation is positive, that is receiving end voltage Vr will be less than the sending end voltage Vs. For a given Vr and I, the voltage regulation of the line increases with decrease in power factor for lagging loads. Now when the load power factor is leading to this extent that Ixl is greater than Ixl sin phi r is greater than Ir cos phi r, then the voltage regulation is negative, that is receiving end voltage Vr is more than sending end voltage. Now for a given Vr and current, the voltage regulation of the line decreases with decrease in the power factor for leading loads. Next is the power delivered to the load depends upon the power factor, that is P is equal to Vr Ir cos phi r for single phase line, and for three phase line this expression is multiplied by 3. and from here we can write I is equal to P by VR cos phi r, and here we can write I is equal to P by 3 VR cos phi r. Now in the first problem, a single phase overhead transmission line delivers 1100 kilowatt at 33 kV at 0.8 power factor lagging. The total resistance and inductive reactance of the line are 10 ohm and 15 ohm respectively. Determine the sending end voltage, sending end power and transmission efficiency. So here the power factor is 0.8 and total impedance is R plus JXL, that is 10 plus J15. Now receiving end power is 33 kV. It is already given. And what is I? I is equal to power by VR cos phi r. So from here what is power? Power is 1100 kilowatt. So first we convert it into watt, and the voltage is converted it into volt, and by putting the value we get the current, that is 41.67 ampere. Now from the formula sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, if cos theta is 0.8, then we can determine sin theta. So from that formula we determine the value of sin theta, that is sin phi r in this case is 0.6. Now this is the equivalent circuit and phasor diagram of the line. Now what is VR? Now in this case we take VR as the reference axis, so VR is equal to VR plus JZ0. Value of VR is 33,000 volt. I, we can write I equals to cos phi r minus J sin phi r, because power factor is lagging. So put the value of I, phi r, cos phi r and sin phi r, we get the value of vector I is 33.33 minus J25. Now what is sending end voltage? Sending end voltage Vs is equal to VR plus I into Z. Now putting the value of VR, I and Z, we get the value of sending end, that is 33,708.3 plus J250. Now from this we can determine the magnitude of Vs, that is 33,709 volt. Now next is the angle between Vs and Vr. Now angle between Vs and Vr, that is alpha, is equal to tan inverse 250 by 33,708.3, that is equal to 0.42 degree. Now sending end power factor phi s is equal to phi r plus alpha. Phi r is cos inverse 0.8, that is 36.87 degree, and alpha is 0.42 degree. So total value of phi s is 37.29. Now sending end power factor cos phi s is equal to 0.7956 lagging. What is the formula of line losses? Line losses equals to I square R. Now I is 41.67 square into R, that is 10, which is equal to 17.364 kilowatt. Output power is 1100, that is given. So total power sent is output power plus losses, that is 1100 plus 17.364, that is 1117.364 kilowatt. So transmission is efficiency is power delivered by power sent into 100. So putting the value of power delivered, power sent, we get transmission efficiency is 98.44%. Now Vs and phi s can be calculated by this alternative expression. Now we apply this expression. So putting the value of VR, I, R cos phi r and I XL sin phi r, we get the value of Vs, which is approximately same as in this case VR is 33,708.3 plus J250. So magnitude of Vs, now in this case magnitude of Vs is 33,709
709, and in this case the Vs is equal to 3708.39, which is almost same. And what is cos phi s? Cos phi s equals to VR cos phi r plus IR by Vs. So putting the value of VR cos phi r, Vs, I and R, we get the cos phi s is 0.7958. Now what is the maximum length in kilometer for a single phase transmission line having copper conductor of 0.775 centimeter square cross section over which 200 kilometer at unity power factor and a 33,000 volt are to be delivered. The efficiency is 90%, take specific resistance 1.725 micro ohm centimeter. Receiving end power is given 200 kilowatt, we convert it into watt. Transmission efficiency is 0.9, so from these two we get the value of sending end power, and by subtract the receiving end power from sending end power, we get the value of loss. What is I? I is power by voltage into power factor. Here power factor is 1 because unity power factor, so we get the value of current is 60.6 ampere. Now what is the formula of line losses? I square R, 2 into I square R, because in single phase there are two conductors, one for incoming and another for outgoing. So by put the value of line losses I and I, we get the value of R. Now what is R? R is equals to rho L by A. From here we can write L equals to RA by rho. Now R is calculated, that is 3.02, A is given, that is 0.775, and rho is also given. So by putting these values we get the L, the value of L is 13.6 kilometer. That's all from today's class. If you have any problem, please contact with me. My contact details is given on the first slide. Thank you.